Yeah. Baby, let me lock you down. Man, what it do, man? It's your boy LP. And I am turned up. I ain't turning down no time soon. And I'm asking a question. You know what I'm saying? Like, why do single people keep curving each other? You know what I'm saying? Like, good single people curving all the good single people. What's up with that? I'm just trying to get it. That's what yeah. I'm trying to get some information. If somebody can help me with this, you know what I'm saying? Help me to understand what that's all about. Like, why? If somebody can just help me out with this, help me to understand. You know what I'm saying? Penny, what's happening? What's happening? How you doing? Sister-in-law, what's popping with you? I'm just asking the question. I'm trying to figure out why all the good single people curving all the good single people. So if somebody could just help me with that, you know what I'm saying? I got my homie Abdul. What's popping? Big bro. Talk to me.
What's good, man?
Man, I'm holding it down, man. We making it do what it do. I'm trying to hear from you. Talk to me.
Not too much, just getting the family situated for the night, lay down the little one, and getting ready for tomorrow. That's pretty much it. What we talking about this evening?
The question is, why do good single people curve all of the good single people? Like,
That's actually a good question.
I'm just, I'm just saying, like, I mean, like, I sit down and I listen, I have discussions with single people who are single men who are frustrated with the fact that there ain't no good single women, and then good single women frustrated at the fact there ain't no good single men, and then when good single men come across good single women, they curve them. Good single women come across good single men, they curve them.
Well,
What's up with
maybe they
that?
don't. I was gonna say maybe they don't know what a good single man or a good single woman is when they run across them.
Hmm.
So that could be one factor. Another factor could be fear. Scared that
Mm.
they don't understand what is to transpire in it or what's going to come out of it. I mean, take myself and yourself, for example, when we were single. I mean, I heard a lot of people saying this and that and this and that. So when I did go out and I looked, first thing in my mind was, okay, now I got to find out if she about something and this and this. I done already threw my guard up. I ain't even gave her a chance.
Mm.
Like
Wow.
right off the bat, you ain't got a chance to do nothing until I get comfortable enough to be like, you know what? Yeah, she good. But then after she turned out to be good for what 30 days, after that, something crazy happened. So the first time something happened, we're gonna automatically try to jump ship. Like, man, that wouldn't even work if I could be doing this and that.
Mm. that's that's crazy. That's crazy. So you said the central thing behind that is fear.
Yeah, fear.
Mm, mm, mm.
What you gonna do when you get that good man or when you get that good woman? Now you scared you might lose.
God,
And for most
dog.
men, it's gonna be, do I have enough to keep her? Am I don't even want to say the word cool, but do I keep her interest enough? If we go out and I take her around Mike and them and Mike and them shining more than I am, and she gonna be interested in him. So it's a fear of, I don't want to put myself too much into this because if I lose her, then I'm just I just messed up, and now my mentality is all girls ain't about crap no more. Go back to square one.
Yeah. Mm. That's deep, bro. The sister in the chat said they aren't ready to commit.
That could be it too.
then
But
then
what
then
what are they committing to?
Mm.
Most
That-
people not, if you think about it, most folks not committing to that person. They probably committing to what that person can give them or what they bring to the table, but are they actually committing to that person? And a lot of people get relationships mixed up and they feel like love is the all it be all. That ain't it. Love is the smallest minute part of it. If y'all don't understand each other, that's doomed from Jump Street.
right, right. I agree. I agree. Look, hold on. I got to deal with this. This sister said, why is there not a single male answering this? Y'all are married. Okay. We got my brother David just came into the building. He is a single brother. So, David, can you help to answer this question for me? Why do single people curve or push to the side, not interested? All the good single people. Why is that?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I think it could be a lot of answers. I didn't know I was going to be, be on the panel or anything. I just clicked the link. Um, Again, I don't claim to be like the spokesman for everybody because I know that a lot of people have different perspectives. I just know that one of mine was in your singleness, you learn about the importance of being whole, and so and maybe I know the way that I think, and I know the way that I like. We've already talked about like whenever I get hold of something, I'm like, all right, let's go all forward and everything. And maybe there's been a lot of very good teaching on wholeness, but maybe not balanced with okay, how do you know either what wholeness is or when you are ready? Because I've heard a lot of growing up, you're not ready because,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe not a lot of that you're ready when. So, like, over the years, I've just
Mm.
kind of on my own had to understand that reaching a place of wholeness as a believer is more about your heart's position with God being your source. And I've kind of told a few friends of mine in the recent past, who are kind of just talking about, this, that, and the third when it comes to singleness. I think that just with what I've experienced, what I've seen, what I've heard, and what I've kind of just grown to understand, wholeness is not about saying, okay, well, I love Jesus and let me prove it by saying no to everybody. um,
Mm.
I think that it's more about I know who and where my source is. So, it's also not about believing that you're going to be in a situation that has zero conflict and zero things to where like you don't see eye to eye on. But it's more about I know where my source is. I know where I'm looking for when things go wrong, and I know how to evaluate that I'm going to be with someone who's in agreement with me so that we know how to navigate through this together while glorifying God. And I think that's what I've kind of on my own through my own study and listening to people and asking questions. I think that's what the goal is more. But I just know that I don't know if that was ever clearly communicated to me. It was always love Jesus, which you should. It was always make sure that you put Jesus first, but then maybe some holes weren't really filled in to kind of give more. Hey, it's actually okay to be interested and go out and
Right.
kind of do this. You don't have to just get a rhema word in the sky parting before you
Right.
just kind of walk up to somebody and say hello.
Right. That's a very interesting point that you just presented. Um, However, this is what I have seen. Okay, just from a different perspective, David. Um, I see a lot of single people. Um, Whenever the most positive situation that would work for them,
Right.
they'll curve that. but a situation that that definitely is not gonna go nowhere.
Wow.
They will approach that
I have,
wholeheartedly.
wow.
Wholeheartedly.
That is
That's what I'm talking about.
okay. I got you.
I'm
Got you.
talking about that.
That, to be honest, I think I posted on something that you said. I've seen that a few times. That shocked me. That really
Yeah.
did, because, like I was saying, like I told you, there's some amazing ladies in the body of Christ where I'm just like, oh my goodness, like you are like somebody's prayer answered. And
Mm.
it's not because that person is perfect, it's because their heart is perfect towards God and they really want to do the right thing. And that's really all you can ask for. But maybe, I don't know. I don't know if it's whether we've all gone both feet into this as far as being committed to glorifying God in our relationships. I don't know if it's because
Bro,
maybe we're still kind of drinking the Kool-Aid of thinking the world is better. But
look, bro. I don't know. I don't know what it is, bro. I don't know what
but
it is because I
what I
mean,
will
again,
say,
look, even people who are not really in the word in church or trying to seek God and anything like that, in general, you see this a lot.
maybe I'll say one situation that I've personally seen.
Hold on, let me address this comment first.
Okay.
Chris said, for some, it's definitely fear, in love with the thought of a relationship more than the actual thing, selfishly only willing to give so much of their self. So anything that requires more, they don't want to commit to. Just a few things I've run into. Wow, that is very interesting. He also said many don't want to be vulnerable to another and give them the influence access to their emotions. Then the sister Cindy asked, LP, do you see this in men, women, or both? I see that in both. I see that in both. And you said also what age range? I see it in all age ranges. Whether it's teenagers, whether it's 50-year-olds, 60-year-olds. I see it in all age ranges. So and he said, and Les Brown said, known hells are preferable to unfamiliar heavens. Many accept what's familiar because it's easier and requires less effort. Wow. Less to give. Wow. Chris, that was amazing. Abdul, you was trying to say something?
I was saying bingo, there it is.
Oh, wow. Oh, cuz said, I think some people choose those bad situations because they think they can control or change things. What's your thoughts on that, Abdul?
I think he's right. People want to be so this is one thing me and my wife would tell anybody. We changed for each other. We wanted to be with each other, so we had to make those changes for us because we wanted each other. It wasn't no, I'm gonna get with you and I'm gonna change this person. Listen, 100% facts. Nobody is gonna change for anybody unless they want to. Like you said, you want to control the situation. You can't control that situation. That's one thing people have to understand. The situation is if both parties are not giving, and people will say it's a 50-50 thing, that's not true either. It's 100% out of each person. So it's 100%, 100%.
Wow. That's profound. That's very profound. We got another comment in the chat. Let's hear what the sister says. She said, I think the answer is it depends on the person. I know what I don't want and what I'm not willing to deal with. It's about choices. That's fair enough. That's fair enough. And I'm about to say what I'm about to say. And when I say what I'm about to say, don't hear what I'm not saying. Okay. And you know my heart. You know, the people that's watching this, a lot of the people, they know me personally and they know my heart. So don't hear what I'm not saying. I'm not saying lower your standards. I'm not saying that. But I am saying a lot of times we have to ditch the list. Because, you know, we got our list. You know what I'm saying? We got our list. You know, a lot of sisters like, well, I want them to be 6'4" or taller. I want him to make at least $130,000 a year. He has to have nice hair, and you know what I'm saying, and stuff like that. I feel like when it comes to relationships, you know, I know myself with, you know, personally, I'm far from perfect. I'm extremely imperfect, right? And my wife is not perfect. Same way for each one of us, we're not perfect. And a lot of times we go into situations looking for perfection when we don't bring perfection. You see what I'm saying? And it's like, you know, they have to be this way, they have to be that way. I won't tolerate this, I won't tolerate that. But the thing of it is, there's things that we bring to the table that our partner is going to have to tolerate some stuff with dealing with us. And we tend to forget about that. And so we create this unfair exchange. You know what I'm saying? So I just personally, this is just my personal opinion. You could take what I'm saying and let it go in one end, fly and slap the wall. I personally believe in the concept of ditching the list. You know what I'm saying? So I hope you heard my heart in that, and not, you know, I hope that's not offensive to anyone. You know what I'm saying? Okay, the sister made a comment, and then David, I want you to respond to what she's saying. I agree. I had a list, but that's over and done with. Again, it comes with growth and maturity. Some things for me are a deal breaker unless the person is willing to be open enough to work on it. If we have had conversations about it, I agree 100%. I agree 100%. I agree with that 100%. That you spot on with what you just said, sister. David, what's your thoughts on that, sir?
I agree with that 100% as well. You know, the list can be a really, really big thing. It can also be a defense mechanism if we're not careful. So, you know, and I think that we do. I mean, pretty much you nailed everything that I would have said, especially where we have to remember that we're in a relationship with somebody, or somebody is in relationship with us. And so again, I do my absolute best, and a lot of people have, you know, appreciated me saying it. I do my absolute best to just acknowledge the reality I'm not for everybody, because it's just different people are built differently. And that doesn't mean that one thing is wrong. It doesn't mean that one thing is right. It just means that it's not a fit. And
Right.
so, you know, and I think that if we just have that reality, but at the same time, there are some people who are a fit, and when we understand that, that can kind of help us kind of navigate. Like, you know, I have a pretty good gauge on who I am as far as my personality, what I'm, you know, what my strengths are, what my weaknesses are, and things like that. And so with that knowledge of how I'm built, that really helps me kind of navigate and say, okay, yeah, I really do think that this person would probably say yes, or no, you know, and of course there can always be a situation that surprises me.
Mm.
But as far as, so I'm always, open and flexible, but generally speaking, I like to think I have a good idea of what I mesh with and what meshes with me.
Mm.
And that can kind of, again, it's not a foolproof thing, but it can at the very least kind of heighten my chances of success.
Gotcha. So what would be and this is up for grabs for either one of y'all. What would be your advice for an individual who keeps on curving good single people, a single person who keeps curving good single people? And one thing I have observed, right, just based off of listening to people, I listen to people, right? When people talk to me, I listen to them because I want to understand where they are. Because when you understand people, they won't frustrate you. I'm going to say this again. When you understand people, they won't frustrate you because you understand, you get it. And that's why you have to pay attention to people, what they say, so that you can understand them. With that being said, I have heard people, and out of what I've heard, there is a fear that if they go after what's available, they will be rejected and they will be hurt. But when there's nothing there, like this ain't going nowhere. This, I know if I get involved with this ain't going nowhere. They will run head first into that. And they will run head first into it because they know it ain't gonna go nowhere. So because this ain't gonna go nowhere, I ain't gotta worry about my heart getting into it, and I ain't gotta worry about my heart getting broken.
Hmm.
You see what I'm saying? But when it's possibly when there's a possibility that this can work, there's a fear that if I go into this with my whole heart, my heart is gonna get broken. And so whenever that opportunity look like it can go somewhere, they'll curve it. They'll say, that's when stuff come out like, you hear a woman say, I like him, but nah, I don't like short men. I don't like tall men. I don't like men with big elbows. I don't like men with bushy eyebrows. You know what I'm saying? I don't like men with small earlobes. You know what I'm saying? You'll hear, not literally, but that's the kind of issues that they have. You know what I'm saying? And and vice versa. You know what I'm saying? You hear men coming up with every excuse in the world why they shouldn't pursue a particular woman. And I'm like, bro, are you serious, bro? I had a full out argument with one of my homies via text message a couple of weeks ago. And it was a particular woman. He like, nah, man, she woo, woo, woo. I'm like, bro, are you serious? Man, that woman is gorgeous. And I know her. She's a good woman. Are you serious? Nah, man, that's just not my type. What you mean that's not your type? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man, And so anyway, I know by listening that there's this thing of, it's a possibility that something can be there. And if I go after that, it's a possibility I get hurt. What's your thoughts on that?
My personal thoughts are actually, believe it or not, if I were to struggle with anything, it would be the opposite. With what if this person realizes that, or not what if this person realizes that I'm not what they thought, not that, but can I give this person what I really feel like they deserve? And I really want to be the best person I can for this person. And, if I fall short, then that's going to make me feel like either I failed, or that's going to make me feel like, all this preparation that I did, and what did it get? Well, not what did it get me, but I let this person down. I let everybody down and everything else. And so that would be something that if someone were to tell me that, I would feel like I would have a connection to, as far as, what if I'm not able to serve this person the way that I feel like they deserve to be served? And
Got you. Got you.
that doesn't necessarily mean, oh my gosh, this person might make more than me, or this person might, do this, or this person might be out of my league. It's not about that. It's just about you genuinely in your heart of hearts believe this person deserves the absolute best that you can get. And
Mm.
what if you aren't able to do that the way that you feel like that person deserves?
And then on the flip side, what if you are able to?
Right. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? But you'll never know if you don't try.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like this is the thing. This is the thing that really grinds my gears, right? Just being honest and transparent. I know people who are very valuable people. They're very valuable people. They have a lot to offer. Like if they got into a relationship, they would really, really, really add value to whoever they deal with. And to see people of that caliber doubt themselves and not pursue because of the concern of whether or not they'll be what that particular individual needs, or whatever the case may be. Forgetting the fact that we are all imperfect people, and when we come into relationships, it's two imperfect people coming together as one. That's going to be a struggle regardless. I don't care how compatible you are. I don't care how much y'all have the same likes. Y'all like the same ice cream. Y'all like the same color. Y'all go to the same church. Y'all have the same beliefs. I don't care. It's two imperfect people coming together as one. So it's going to be a challenge regardless. For anybody that say that they got hooked up with their spouse and it's just been smooth sailing and it's just been a beautiful ride. It's been a like a cruise out on sea for our entire relationship. I will cast that lying spirit out you in the name of Jesus. You know what I'm saying? I mean, because that's just not the reality. You feel me? And so I don't know. Things are just different now. And I'm just really trying to understand. I'm asking these questions. I'm not professing to have all the answers. I'm just giving my thoughts and my views, and I'm trying to get an understanding because, again, I seek out to understand people so that they don't frustrate me. But when I don't understand people, I get frustrated. So that's why I ask so many questions. Chuck said the list is usually influenced by an outside entity, girlfriends, homeboys, TVs, family, etc. Wow. Okay. That's real. That's real. This sister said they need to grow up. They aren't ready. Okay. Said, and it's okay to not be ready. Good point. I agree with that 100%. People do what you allow. I had to learn to stop allowing. I agree. Listen, I agree with that 100%. Like, here's the deal. Let me say this, and then I want to do the talk. Okay, how can I fix this? Help me, Holy Spirit. Okay. That is a great thing you said, that people will do what you allow, right? So in getting involved with an individual, I believe that it is very vital that you let people know what you stand for and what you don't stand for, right? I agree with that 100%. Me, I like to play fight and wrestle and stuff like that. You understand? My wife don't play that. She don't play that, and she let me know. I don't. You're not finna do that with me. So to this day, I don't play with my wife like that. I don't wrestle with her and all that type stuff. Mm-mm. But she let me know up front. I don't. Mm-mm. So whenever you present these standards and you are a respectable person, see, like, because I respect my wife, like, because she is a woman of value, I respect her. So I respect her standards. So we have to come into the relationship. When we come into the relationship as a person of value, there's a reverence there. So I agree with that 100%. People do what you allow. I had to learn to stop allowing. Now watch this. Do that mean I cut you off because you did XYZ that I don't agree with? Because a lot of times, whenever things like that happen, immediately we cut them off. Done with you. Off with your head. You know what I'm saying? just talking to a guy the other day. He went on a date with a female, cut her head off because she had on some sneakers and, you know what I'm saying, and some street clothes, as opposed to being dressed how he, appropriate how he wanted her to be dressed. He cut her head clean off. I'm like, really, bro? She got some sneakers on and da, da, da. I'm like, really, bro? Like you cut her head off because of that? Okay, I was just, and then got his head done because ain't no good single women out here. Man, get out of here! Go ahead, Abdul. Go ahead,
Hey,
bro.
I'm just listening, man. Like that's insecurity on his behalf. So, I mean, did he tell her where they was going? Did he set it up for that fact, or he just went, picked her up, or told her to meet him somewhere? Which, honestly, if I'm her, I'd have been the same way. If you ain't set this up to where we gonna be going out somewhere where I have to dress a certain way, even if she didn't dress that way, man, just entertain her. And if you don't want to deal with it after that, don't deal with it after that. But don't be disrespectful and act a fool and all that type of stuff. And then turn around saying no good people out there. You ain't no good people if you acting like that.
Nah, he just cut her head off. He just, like, you know what I'm saying? While he was on the date with her, he was there, but he wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? He went and dropped her off. Ain't fooling with her no more. You see what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying, I don't get it. I don't get it. You know what I'm saying? I have discussions, a young lady go out with a guy, you know what I'm saying, because his haircut ain't that good. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to deal with him. You know what I'm saying? Just like,
I mean, I'll be honest, the funniest thing to me out of all of it is the list. I mean, if you got 10 things on that list and somebody hit 9 and don't hit number 10, so that's the end all be all.
oh well, I don't. You know what? I don't like the list, bro. I don't like the list. I don't like the idea of the list. I don't like
So
it.
check this out. Like me, I didn't have a list. I had a prayer. So I prayed to God, like, look, man, I need somebody that's gonna make me better. Now, me and my wife done had this conversation, and her thing is it ain't about looks. To me, you gonna have to have a look that's gonna keep my attention.
Mm-hmm.
So when we first meet, that's gonna attract you to that person. The way they look is gonna attract you to them. I don't care what nobody say.
Mm-hmm.
Now, once you get past the look and get to know them and get into a conversation and finding out what they are, who they are, what they're about, and all this type of stuff, that's gonna be the determining factor. But attraction is number one.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm not attracted to her, if I wasn't attracted to her or anything, trust me, we weren't going no further than, hey, how you doing? And I'm going about my business.
Gotcha.
But as far as a list, I didn't have a check this off, check this off, check this off. It was just like, look, God, this what I want, but what you want me to have? What's gonna make me better? Who gonna make me better? And that's who he sent me. Like I 100% feel my wife was handcrafted for Abdul Lanil Sr.
I feel that. I feel that. I feel that. And I want people to hear my heart when I say this. Help me, Holy Spirit. Okay. And this is just my personal opinion. Okay. I feel like people get caught up in that outward appearance stuff too much. That's just my personal opinion. And I just feel like, you know, because people get so, I'm not talking about you in particular, I'm saying in general. I feel like people get caught up in that outward appearance so much till they end up missing out on what they need. And what do I mean by that? You know how the Bible says that beauty is fleeting. You know, over in Proverbs 31, we're talking about Proverbs 31 woman, it said beauty is fleeting, right? In other words, it's here today, it's gone tomorrow. It don't mean a whole lot, right? I tend to believe we put too much emphasis on the outward appearance, bro. Like I truly believe this, man. And I believe that a lot of people are missing out on something good because they're so focused. Now, I mean, it's okay to have to want an attractive individual or somebody that you're attractive to. And help me, Holy Spirit. I know some people that got extremely attractive significant others, and they are extremely miserable with that super sexy fine individual that they with, because that was their focal point.
People that, before you go any further, I 1000% understand what you're saying and what you're trying to say, like 1000%, because I feel the same way. But like I was saying, with me, I 100% feel like your looks is gonna be the first thing that is gonna start that conversation. After that, if the looks is all that you got to go by, you lost automatically. That's why the folks miserable, because they look good. All right, let's say you go in somewhere in the car, you see this nice Porsche, brand new Porsche, look great. You get the Porsche home, and the engine go out. It ain't no good.
Yeah.
You just got a nice piece of metal sitting in the front yard. It's over with. It don't go nowhere past the looks. It can't do nothing for you. It can't help you get to a job. It can't help you do nothing.
Right. And this is an issue that tends to happen to people. Like I see it all the time. I've been seeing it for years. I'm talking about they significant other, you know, dudes have a chick, she drop dead gorgeous, brick house. But that dude at the house ready to cut his throat, ready to cut his own wrists, everything. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
and I'm like, bro, like what made you want to stay with that? Man, she just so fine, man. You know, or watch this. This the big one. This the big one here. You know, because the sex was so good. They were hypnotized by the sex. And because the sex was so good, that kept them there. That kept them locked in with this individual because the sex was so good. That's the only thing that they was, you know. I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you. And folks will go through hell and high water because the individual that they dealing with giving them good sex. What's y'all thoughts on that?
That's a sad situation.
I agree as well. I've seen that, unfortunately. Fortunately, fewer situations I've seen, but I've also seen that, and you know, I've been more of a substance guy myself, so I kind of never got on that train. and everything. So what you just said about like the list kind of being a detriment, it's been naturally easier for me to receive that because that there have literally just throughout my years, I mean, the exact same woman that just like just amazing physically and everything, and everybody else is just Googling, and I'm just like, okay, she's, I mean, she's attractive, but I'm just not attracted. And they're like, David, why not? Why not? I'm just not attracted to her.
Right.
It's just, I mean, it's not because she's not beautiful. I don't. It's not that I don't acknowledge that. It's just I don't feel that pull.
Gotcha.
And so, but I think that you really spoke well on just the whole idea that you know the external focus can really be a setup. It can really be a really big
Ooh,
setup.
that's
Um,
good. That's good. That I agree with that 100%. The sister said being mistreated will make you forget about an orgasm or techniques.
mm.
Like I I could see that. I could see that. But at the same time, I know a lot of people who would accept the mistreatment because of the orgasm and the techniques. Men and women. See it all the time.
Could I ask a question?
Sure.
Where do you think? Because when you kind of clarified it for me at the beginning, where you said that they're like great people who have great situations and they pursue toxic situations
Yes.
instead. That
Yes.
that really helped me with just kind of where you were going, and so I guess both rhetorical and genuine at the same time. Well, I guess you're asking the same question, but my question is, where do you think those people's expectations were? Because we all have expectations that are developed from somewhere, whether it be, from, I mean, this could be telling. I look like you're gonna say something.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say our expectations are built from somewhere, whether it's media, whether it's parents, whether it's just what we see going on, and we think that's what I want, and so um, I just know that as long as I can remember, I've wanted substance. Like that's attractive to me. Like
Mm.
that, like substance is very attractive to me. Like and and then also I remember the other day I was just thinking about how you know I've heard people say, like I've heard men say, it's impossible to be platonic friends with a woman, and if you're saying that you can, then you're lying. And that is foreign to me because I'm so used to having so many worthwhile platonic friends that are of the opposite gender. And to this day, I believe that that's critical because of how we're built differently as genders. And so, like, even when you get in a relationship, I know that I'm going to need to hold on to my really close female friends because they can see things that get past me,
Mm.
and they can say that it can be positive or negative. It can be something to where maybe there's something that's a red flag that I'm just totally oblivious to, or it might be something that I might be doing or saying, and I think it's no big deal. And they're like, David, did you realize that she probably heard you say this? And I'm like, I had no idea. And just because that's just how we're geared, and that's how we're so. And maybe if a person says, I can't have a friendship with another opposite sex or things like that. I mean, of course, with healthy boundaries and everything like that. But if that's what their position is, maybe they haven't developed that healthy appreciation for the opposite sex, and to where that foundation isn't there, and so maybe that kind of kind of.
I want to speak on that. I want to speak on that. That's good that you brought that up, because at the same time, I see women who have those strong boundaries for the opposite sex. They have these strong boundaries because, whether they trying to keep themselves sexually pure, they trying not to cross any lines, this, that, and the other. And I've seen women have those boundaries, and those boundaries are so thick, nothing can penetrate through them. Even in the situation where this could possibly be Mr. Right. Mr. Right can't get through that boundary. And Mr. Right he's stuck on the outside. Can't even pursue her because of them boundaries.
Right.
I'm not saying that individuals should not have boundaries, but sometimes those boundaries become fortified walls. What's your thoughts on that? Abdul, what's your thoughts on that?
I mean, honestly, to me, it sounds like it's more of the individual than the people that they meet. So if you won't allow yourself to be vulnerable, I mean, you can expect not to find anybody. I mean, just being honest. If you won't allow yourself to let somebody get close to you, or just allow yourself to even be, let's just say yourself, because until people don't realize, until you get to know somebody, or until you get to a place where somebody can really be vulnerable with you, that person that they sending out there to meet you as a representative.
Oh, of course.
That's not the real person.
Of course. Of course.
Until you can meet the real person.
Hold on, wait. Before you continue on. Any of you sisters want to come into the video and into the studio and talk? Let me know in the comment section, and I'll get the link to you, and you can come in and you can speak your piece and give us a different perspective, because we're men and we're speaking from a man's perspective. And I definitely want to hear the female aspect of this, whether you're married or whether you're single. So, I know a lot of sisters, they're not going to come on Facebook Live unless they got their face on and they have fixed and all that other stuff. We men, we come on here looking crazy as all get out. You know what I'm saying? Or you could just come on and, like these brothers, they got their camera off and they talking. But I definitely would much rather have you with your camera on talking to me. But anyway, can everybody do me a favor and share this video? If y'all don't mind, go ahead and share this video. Go ahead, Abdul. Finish saying what you're saying.
You okay? I apologize, man. That was the 3-year-old. She heard her arm on the sink playing around. But yeah, man. If you can't be vulnerable and allow yourself to meet a person, my honest opinion is, what's the point? If you're gonna go out here automatically already in a tank that can't nobody get in, what's the point of even going? You already shut the person down before you even get to meet the person. Give the person a chance. Give the person a chance to mess up. Let's do it that way. Give them a chance to screw up. Until they screw up, then just continue going with it. Let them meet you. You meet them. I ain't saying just throw yourself all out there or nothing like that, because that's definitely ain't what I'm saying. But
what you mean by throw yourself out there? What you mean by that?
Don't just go head in on it. Like, yeah, this the person. Everybody I meet gonna be the person. No, don't do it that way, because then you definitely ain't gonna never find the person. But be willing to open up to talk to somebody and just let your guard down a little bit, just to get to know the person and everything. And the more you know them, the more you can let your guard down. That's for men too. Men have guards up automatically all the time, all day. We go out there, they go out and meet a woman or anything, trust me, they guard up. They send them a representative as well till they find out what she wants and what she about.
That representative something serious.
Man, that representative gonna be somebody that person that you talking to may be the nicest person in the world, but that representative may be a complete nutball.
Hey, that's so real.
Or that representative might tell you everything you want to hear,
Oh my
and
God.
then the real person come out of you like, man, what in the world?
That representative be something serious though.
Right.
I'll tell you that representative be on point. And that's the reason why people that be the reason why married people, that's why they be, they like side chicks, side pieces. You know what I'm saying? Because the side piece is always going to just going to bring that representative. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
So when they hook up, when the side piece, when they hook up with the side piece is going to bring the representative every time, and going to bring they A game. You know what I'm saying? Going to say all the right stuff, going to do all the right stuff every time. And so over time, with dealing with the side piece, eventually the representative is going to go away and the real person going to show up. And when the real person show up, you caught up now. You know what I'm saying? You came back.
You just threw everything away, jacked up. Back in the same situation
twice. So once the side piece realize, when you stop bringing your A game, when you stop bringing your representative, the side piece find out you ain't hitting on nothing. And so now, you know what I'm saying? That's whenever, it could get confusing. That's a whole nother show. We'll talk about that some other time. But here's what we're gonna do. We got Sister Cindy in the building, and she's gonna give us a woman's perspective when it comes to that. Go ahead, sister. How you doing tonight?
I'm great. How are you?
Excellent. Before you speak, I just want to tell everybody this sister is she has tons and tons and tons of wisdom. Very wise woman. So be prepared. We're gonna hear some wisdom and we're gonna learn a lot. So go ahead and do your thing, sister.
How you gonna put all that pressure on me? Man, well, listen. What's the question? You wanted a woman's perspective. What's the question?
We just dealing with the same issue. Why do good people, single people, curve all of the good single people?
So for me, I've had so many experiences. Listen, it's so many answers to this question, but I don't know. Again, I say I think it is based on if that person is ready. Some people really aren't ready. They put themselves out there. They think they're ready. They're not ready. Many people have answered that question in the chat. It's fear. A lot of it's fear. For what I found with guys a lot, it's pride.
How so, pride?
So I've been engaged, and the guy that I was engaged to, I told him, listen, it's not time. I knew it wasn't time. I knew I was not ready. He was not ready. So his pride said, you're rejecting me. And I'm like, no, listen, it's not time. Meaning we had a wedding planned and set a date. I said, no, we can't do it at this date. Let's take some time, continue with this counseling, continue working on our relationships with God, whatever. But he took it as rejection. He was not willing to put aside the pride of, I have this wedding plan, I have this wedding date. So instead, and this was a church dude. This was a church dude. This was years ago. And instead, what he did, he took it as rejection. And he went out a month later and said he found someone else. Now, initially, I was the person that the Lord told him it was me. And then he married that person 1 week after he met him.
Huh?
Right. Because he didn't want, so his reasoning years later, I saw him and I asked him about it. I'm like, dude, what you doing? Like, what is the deal? He was like, well, I really was afraid of what people would say. Now you hear that a lot from women because as a woman, I didn't care. The wedding was paid for. It was all planned out. And I know several people that are married or were married. They said they knew it wasn't time, but they still went ahead with it because they didn't want the embarrassment of, well, we're not going to do it. And that's crazy, but you can't allow that pride to get in your way.
I know me and my wife wasn't ready. I know we wasn't ready. We wasn't a bit more ready than the man in the moon.
I mean, some people weren't ready, but you're growing into it, right?
Yeah,
Y'all
no
been married
doubt.
how long? How long y'all been married?
It's about to be 17 years. When we
Right.
done went through hell and back with no shoes on, but we still
Okay.
holding it together.
Exactly. So you're growing into it. So you have to find the person that is willing to grow alongside with you. And sometimes, people just aren't ready, but it's okay. My thing is this: if you're not ready, don't play with me.
I
I'm
agree.
too grown for that. Now,
Mhm.
you would have called me a couple years ago, yeah, we can roll that way, but you get to a place, and it depends on where that person is in their life. I'm at the place where I still may not know all that I want, but I know some things that I don't want.
Gotcha.
You see what I'm saying?
No
It's
doubt, no
some
doubt.
things that's just a deal breaker for me at this point in
What's a
stage
deal
in my
breaker?
life.
Talk to me. What's a deal breaker for you? Talk to me.
It depends on the person. It depends on the person. So I've look. This could go on and on. I'm trying to see how to narrow this down. It just depends on the person.
Mhm.
It really does. What Abdul said, the representative. I
Yeah.
love it. Listen, that
Yeah, he
representative
snapped with
is
that one.
something serious. But once you get past that, and when you get to know the person, all right. Here's an example. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Last week, old classmate of mine passed away. We have a group thing on Facebook. So, we're giving condolences, and one of the guys from the class, he sent me a message. He DM'd me, hey, blah, blah, hadn't seen you in years. Okay, hey, how you doing? I graduated in 1990. I am 48 years old.
Mhm.
Okay? That was 30 years ago.
Mm.
This dude was, he in the inbox, he's talking. I'm like, okay, cool dude, we talking. I hadn't talked to you in 30 years. I have not seen you or anything. Next thing I know, he was like, okay, you single? I said, yes, I am. Bam! Messenger phone ringing. I'm like, dang! I was like, wait, hold up. I'm like, okay, don't trip, Cindy. Just talk to the dude. I don't know. He was a cool dude. We had a great conversation. He was like, yeah, I'm single too. I'm just chilling. I was like, okay, cool. Let's keep in touch. Nothing to it, okay? Next couple of hours, I get a phone call. Yeah, what you doing? I'm about to come over there. Hold up. Red flag. What your cousin said? Flag collectors. Yesterday. Red flag number 1.
Yeah.
Said, no, you coming with who? What? No. You're 48. He's my age.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, what you doing? That's not how this works. Then I get 5 text messages of pictures of him.
What kind of pictures?
3 just pictures of him, period. No, not no naked pics, but just pictures. But then you send me like 5 videos of you working out.
I had to ask because, in this, I've learned that there's a culture now
Yes.
to where it's customary where an individual, when they're meeting someone on social media, there is a immediate request for nudes.
Yes.
Like I just learned that.
Because you're not out here in this single struggle.
Yeah, I just learned that about 5 months ago. And I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, it's crazy. But I don't roll that way. I don't roll like that. But the dude sent me like work videos of him lifting weights. I'm like, what you doing? That's not impressive to me.
He was trying to seduce you.
You almost 50. No, I don't need a video of you lifting weights. I didn't talk to you in 30 years. This is not the approach. So that was a deal breaker for me.
Gotcha.
See what I'm saying? So it just depends on the situation.
Gotcha. What's another deal breaker, if you don't mind me asking? And the reason why I'm asking these questions because I'm trying to get understanding.
Okay.
Trying to get understanding.
One of my main deal breakers is you're not going to get used to texting me. I don't allow it. We need to have conversations. Texting is okay sometimes, but I don't have full blown out conversations with you over text.
Gotcha.
Pick up the phone and have a conversation. So if I'm talking to someone, if I'm dating someone, then it's almost like you have to let them know, okay, we're texting for a minute. Then, hey, don't WYD me. No, please don't do that. If you do that, then I'm gonna call you.
Gotcha.
You see what I'm saying? So they get used to it, and it's like, oh, okay. And I tell them, listen, I'm not a big texter. I don't conversate like that over text. There is a time and a place for that, but I'm not gonna have a full blown out conversation with you, every single day over text. Because that's letting me know, and I get it. I just told a girlfriend of mine this. When you get the good morning, beautiful, and all of those texts, I know that you're doing that to other people. We understand that because the single person, they're searching. But we know a little bit. We may not know it all, but if you're doing that on a constant basis, no, you don't have to text me that every morning. Why aren't you calling me?
Gotcha.
So that's a red flag for me if you're doing that every morning.
Gotcha. So fellas, I just want to say this to the fellas that's watching. Fellas, you take notes. You know what I'm saying? You hear what the sister said. And I'm sure not only her, but other women feel the same way. The good morning, beautiful texts, are cool, but she's saying, hey, look, if you're gonna pursue me, pick up the phone and call me. So fellas, take notes. And I'm glad you shared that. I'm asking these questions because I'm listening, I'm learning, I'm putting this in my bag. So whenever I'm talking to guys and they like, man, I don't understand, man. I've been trying to get with this girl, man, and I text her every morning and tell her good morning, beautiful, and she don't respond to me no more. So I know what you just said based off what you just said. You see what I'm saying? Nah, bro, you're gonna have to give her a call. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to call her. She wants to be talked to. Hold on one second. I want to address Miss Smith. She said, y'all ain't have no shoes on, LP. When I said me and my wife, we've been through hell and back with no shoes on. What I mean by that, we've been through hell and back. We were burning our feet up. We was in hell burning our feet up going through it. You know what I'm saying? But we pressed on and we pressed into God and we held on to God's unchanging hand. And she's still rocking with me. But yeah, man, as you were saying, Cindy, we had to grow together. But we wasn't ready to get married at all. Not at all. You hear me? Not at all.
But the good part is y'all in God together, y'all working it out. It's work. It's work, it's effort. But if someone's not willing to do that, then that's when it turns bad. And those are my deal breakers and my requirements. Everybody's different. It just depends on, again, where you are.
Right.
And what you require. So that may work for some. Some people, I'm big on communication, and texting is just not. No, I hate texting. I do it. I don't like it.
Well, what if you come across a guy who genuinely likes you? He's a
Mhm.
good guy. Uh, he has good credit. He got all his teeth. You know, what you laughing at?
Go ahead. I just had this conversation with somebody. Go ahead.
Why you laughing?
Good credit and all his teeth. Go ahead.
Yeah, he got good credit. He got all his teeth. Um, you know, and he genuinely likes you. He genuinely wants to pursue you. But
Mhm.
that's just his mode of, he likes to text. You know what I'm saying? I mean, do you chop his head off because of that?
No, 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 no. We have a conversation. So again, I let you know up front.
Gotcha. So okay, I like that. I agree. I was telling somebody that you have to teach people how to love you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You definitely you have to teach people how to love you, you
Definitely.
know. And when people do certain things and you let them know up front, hey, look, I desire for you to do this, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And when that's communicated, it's like, because when you do this makes me feel this way because, this has happened and blah, 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 blah. But this is what I much rather. You see what I'm
Mm,
saying? And so it's
definitely.
like, okay. Yeah. So I'll make sure I'll do XYZ because you see what I'm saying? You,
Mm-hmm.
you have to teach people how to love you, whether it be a significant other, whether it be your friend, family members, whatever. You have to teach people how to love you. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Um. So yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Could you please briefly speak on the issue that I spoke of earlier pertaining to uh people curving um good single people, but they will pursue like something that they know ain't going nowhere.
You answered the question. I mean, that's pretty much why, because again, they're not ready. They're just playing. They're just trying to find their way and feel their way. So I've heard it all from I'm not good enough for you. That one right there. That- I'm not good enough for you. They're intimidated. They're intimidated. Um, there's a guy, great guy. He was intimidated by the God in me, which I never on purpose or I never tried to make him feel a certain way because here I am. I've been growing in God longer than him.
Okay.
Okay. And then to see like people come to me for ministry and certain things, he couldn't handle it. But
Wow.
I'm like, I didn't get it. I really didn't understand it at all. But he was intimidated by the God in me. And I guess you can answer this. I'm not a male. Maybe because he's a male and it's like, okay, it shouldn't be this way. I should be the one doing what she's doing. Well, I'm not
Absolutely.
stopping you from walking in your calling. You're stopping you.
Absolutely. I agree. With what you just said, what you just said. Unfortunately, a lot of us as men, we have egos, right?
Mm-hmm.
We have egos. And with those egos, a lot of times, um, the how can I put it? We feel threatened.
Mm-hmm.
Our position when we learn what our position is supposed to be, and we come across a woman who is quote unquote doing it. There's a tendency for men to back away because of from an intimidation standpoint, but that all stems upon um being having just keep it real, that comes from insecurity, right?
Right. Right.
And here's the deal, all of us struggle with insecurities,
Right.
all of us. but what happens is we're fearful of expressing our insecurities to our significant other.
Mhm.
And because we're fearful of expressing our insecurities to our significant other can't make necessary adjustments to help us. See,
Exactly.
I sat down with my wife. When was it? When I did that? That was about 3 years ago. I sat down with my wife and I told my wife all my insecurities.
Mm.
I told her all the things that I'm insecure about. I told her all the things that, when she do XYZ that makes me feel insecure. When she do, I laid it all out there. I ain't got nothing to lose.
Right.
And that made me free,
Mm.
And so on purpose, because of my practice on how I deal with people in general, if I feel if there's a sense of, insecurity, or jealousy or envy or anything like that I have toward a person, I'm gonna do all I can to support them, to encourage them, to help them in any type of way, and it gets rid of that feeling.
Mhm.
You see what I'm saying? And
Right.
so, like with my wife is a very productive woman. My wife is she's a woman of substance. I don't feel threatened by my wife. When I met her, my wife was top shelf. She was doing it when I met my wife. When I met her, I ain't have nothing but a set of clippers, a dream, and a relationship with the Lord.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
You see what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, I knew that I was somebody. I knew that I had substance, so I didn't allow my wife's productivity to cause me to feel less than or threatened or anything like that. And
That's awesome.
so this is what I have to encourage our brothers, you know what I'm saying? Because it's a new day. It's a new day. It's not 1930, 1940, 50,
Right.
1960,
Right.
where the only source of significance the woman served was, from a domestic standpoint, that was the only substance that she brought to the table, and it's 2021 now. You know what I'm saying? And during that time when the only substance that the woman had was from a domestic standpoint and things of that nature, the man brought home all the bacon, you know what I'm saying? And she had to cook the bacon. It's 2021. You can bring home all the bacon you want. She owns a pig.
Come on.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
Again, I mean, it's 2021. You think, oh shoot, I can give her some children. Nah, but bruh, she already got children.
Let me say this too, since you're saying that, because I hear this a lot. For me, again, this is me. I cannot speak for every female. This is
Mhm.
for me. So there's this thing, this throughout the years, you hear women, you talked about the list. I need a man that's gonna take care of me financially. This is my view on that. That is not what I'm expecting from a man. Okay.
Mm.
And this is the reason why. And I'm not saying that I'm gonna take care of him. We're in this together.
No doubt.
So you can have a job that you're working on for 20, 30 years, and something can happen to you. So then what?
Yep.
And you still expect that man to take care of you financially?
Mm.
It's a team.
Mm.
So when I hear women say that, and I used to be one of those women that said that, but again, I had to grow into a lot of things. No, it does not work that way. And so that's a turn off for some men. I watched Ready to Love, the reality TV series. They just
Right.
had an issue with that. The lady was like, "Oh no, I gotta have somebody to pay all the mortgage." No, you don't. Because what if something happens to him? Are you gonna help?
Hmm.
Or are you just gonna sit there and expect him in his pain to still do it?
Sound
That's a
off,
deep,
ladies.
deep. What was that? Look, what was that?
Sound off, ladies. Sound off.
Come on, ladies, help me out. I know it's on here.
Hey, can I ask a question?
That was a question for women. You know what I'm saying? Pertaining to like I think that's a really, really, really good question, and something very dope that have to be addressed. You know what I'm saying? And so, I think that was really good. I think that's really good. And we need to deal with that. We need to deal with that. What I'm going to do is I want to do this again. I want to have a different subject, but it still surrounds this issue right here. I kind of want to deal with the you know, the reason, you know, why are men and women just bumping heads right now in general, not just from a single perspective, but even in the marriage situation. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of head button right now. So I want to talk about that and navigate through that. So do me a favor, you know, pray about it. And, you know, next time I have a show, I'd love to have you to come on and talk about it and share that. You know, like I said, I know you got a lot of wisdom and you share a lot of good stuff. So I feel like I can lean on you for that. Is that fair enough?
That's fair enough. As long as you give me time to do my hair.
No doubt.
But yeah, I will. I'll pray about that. Just hit me up and let me know.
No doubt. I promise you I will. David, thank you so very much for sharing sharing your heart, sharing your wisdom. Also, Abdul, thank you. If you still watching right now, thank you so very much. And everybody else in the chat, thank you so very much. Hold on, I want to sometimes you have to decide on what you are willing to put up with because of their makeup. It might not change. And if you try to change them, you will curve the worth they already have. That's deep. And Sister Smith said, it depends on what the individual person wants. Some women in 2021 want to work only in their home with their husbands, bringing the financial resources into their home. They both need to agree on what they want as a family. I agree 100%, you know, and here's the unfortunate thing. These conversations and discussions are never had up front. They're never had up front. Individuals just link up. They hook up because I love her, he love her, you know what I'm saying? She love him, you know, blah, 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 you know, and they link up, and then now they got these issues that they got to deal with, but they didn't deal with them up front. So now they miserable and now they unhappy. I ain't happy. You know what I'm saying? And these things were supposed to be discussed up front, you know, but usually they're not. So, well, anyway, I truly believe that this was a very, very, very productive discussion. I learned a lot. I got a lot of information. I got some stuff to put in my arsenal for whenever I'm talking to people, and because, you know, I'm talking to folks all the time, running my mouth all the time. So I just want to make sure I got something to say whenever I'm talking to them. So, but thank y'all so very much. Give everybody a hand, you know, for coming on and sharing what they shared. Thank you so very much. Y'all be blessed and y'all hold it down. Holla at your boy.